Hey everyone, I'm Scott Cunningham, aka Scottsy Business, and today we're going to be talking about tokenized crypto stocks, which are essentially stocks that have been tokenized or created a derivative of them in the form of a cryptocurrency that represents a one-to-one with that stock, and then it's on the blockchain. So in this case, on the Ethereum blockchain, there are these tickers that represent a one-to-one with a stock. So it's fully backed and legitimately backed by that stock. And then it allows you to invest in that stock using cryptocurrency. We're going to be diving into the benefits of this, why I think it's a great idea, and sadly, the examples of all this pushback against it and decentralized exchanges maybe not being as decentralized as they seem or as they would lead you to believe. We're going to be diving into all of that and more after a quick word from my sponsor.
A big thank you and shout out to my sponsor Cake Wallet, which is an open source, non-custodial Bitcoin and Monero wallet that also has a built-in exchange. It's available on iOS and Android.
Thanks again to my sponsor. So let's jump right in. Just before I go through some of these examples, it's very, very interesting to me that this is, being fought against because I really like the idea of tokenized stocks. Quite simply, the major benefits that it presents are I can use my cryptocurrency to invest in stocks and have exposure to the stock market without having to go through all the processes around that with a bank and still be able to do that with just crypto. You can do it through decentralized exchanges, allowing you to get around a lot of different things and have, full true ownership of those assets. You can trade 24/7. When you're outside of stock hours, though, you're really just trading amongst the other crypto users who are also using that, but you still are able to trade a stock outside of regular hours, which is very beneficial, and it just gives you a lot more opportunity to get in and out of the markets when you need to. And then lastly, if you don't have fractional investing in whatever country you invest in for your stocks, we don't have that here in Canada, so being able to do that with cryptocurrency presents a very cool solution for people who might want to invest in something like Amazon or Google, which are extremely expensive, but if you could buy a small fraction of them, then it allows you to have that exposure without being worried about putting down a huge amount of money to be able to afford just one share. So, with all that being said, unfortunately, after all these tokenized stocks were created and added to several exchanges, the first being FTX, they were all subsequently removed. And FTX you might have known previously as Blockfolio, but they were the first one to add tokenized crypto assets. The main ones being Tesla, Google, Amazon, a lot of the top tech stocks, along with a few random ones like GameStop and AMC for those people who were going crazy and investing in that a while back. But with all these popular stocks being tokenized, it provided a very cool opportunity for people to start, getting into this. Not long after the SEC started getting involved, they went after Uniswap, which a lot of people believe to be one of the best decentralized exchanges on Ethereum. Now we're clearly seeing that Uniswap Labs, who clearly manages a lot of this, is much more centralized than we thought because they've removed all of those tokenized stocks along with all the other exchanges that previously offered it. FTX being a very notable one, as well as some others like Uphold, CoinCodex, Bittrex, and Binance, which is also very, very popular. Now I'm going to go through some of these websites and just show you that this is true, and then just talk a little bit about this, because again, I think it's very unfortunate that people are losing this cool opportunity to be able to do this, and losing out on all those benefits that I mentioned earlier. Clearly, the SEC is not at all fond of the idea of crypto coming in and taking over the stock market and competing with it, because maybe they didn't view it previously as competing, but now that we can have benefits, more benefits by tokenizing them and doing it in a tokenized way, clearly they're concerned and they're pushing against us pretty hard. So tokenized stocks are very much under fire lately. Anyways, though, this is one of the exchanges, Bittrex. You could see that they did have all these stocks, but now there is, I mean, it says there's trading volume, but if you actually go on here and try to do it, it doesn't work. I would show you, but now they have verification, so I'm not going to KYC to get through. I can show you for some of the other ones, though, that it is 100% not working at all. When we look at CoinCodex here, again, you can see, well, here there should be the listings of various stocks, but when you actually search them up, you can see that even though they were here previously, there is no supply anymore, and there's no volume, and there's no trading going on. And that would be for anyone that you would look up on this website, like Google, all the top ones, Amazon, Google, all that stuff. And then we look here on Uphold. If I search again for one of these major stocks, Apple is a good example here. Not available in your region. Now, most of them just straight up say they've completely removed them. Some of them might say not available. I'm assuming, though, that that is probably going to be the same thing for everyone. And it's not just that they can't be done, like you can't invest here in Canada. But I would love to hear from you guys if you happen to be able to invest in tokenized stocks through Uphold. I would love to hear from you guys, because the more I know about, maybe I just needed to use a VPN or create a new account or whatever, I'm happy to test out all the methods, because currently there is no way that I know of to buy tokenized stocks unless you're doing it on a very decentralized exchange, because even exchanges that we believe to have been decentralized, as I'm going to show you very soon, like Uniswap, are not really so. But yeah, this is Uphold. Let me know what you guys see when you try to look up tokenized stocks to buy. I would love to hear from you guys on that one. And the last one here, which I forgot to queue up, is Binance, which is probably one of the more popular exchanges. As you can see, when you go to their website, it will say that they stopped supporting this only just recently, about 2 weeks ago. So very, very recent. But you can see they weren't trading a lot, but they were trading these some of these major stocks, and now they've been removed. So this is all pretty recent, and I think that's makes this a very, very timely episode, because previously I would have loved to come in here and show you guys, this is how you invest in stocks. I, for a very brief moment, used FTX to invest in MicroStrategy, and then I sold, because while I really liked the idea of being able to do all of this, in Canada we have a TFSA, which allows me to invest tax-free. And given that FTX has KYC, it wouldn't be tax-free. So the benefits of being able to trade 24/7 and buy fractionally did not outweigh the benefits of not having to pay taxes. So, to each their own. But for most people who don't have, most countries don't have tax-free savings accounts. You do have IRAs and in pensions and all these different things, but for the most part, most people would benefit from being able to utilize tokenized stocks to some degree, if not at the very least, because you could do it in a decentralized way. Anyways, though, that's what Binance has, and this is the list of all of the stocks, tokenized stocks rather, and any asset that they wanted to remove for various reasons. Maybe it was copyright, like you can see here with Zelda. Maybe it was that they were doing derivatives, they were doing futures, call options, all these kinds of things, which I think is very, very cool to be able to do in a decentralized way. They had synthetic gold, synthetic silver, pretty much everything that you can think of. And some of these are very, very popular too, like XAUT, which is a gold pegged stable coin, essentially, or rather a gold, I guess a gold peg stable coin is what it is, and it's just to represent gold and to allow you to invest in gold. I'm going to be doing a whole episode talking about investing in gold through crypto and my thoughts on that, so stay tuned for that in the future. But popular cryptocurrencies, even like XAUT, even they were removed because they've got to capitulate to what the SEC wants, and clearly Uniswap is a lot more centralized than they would lead you to believe. This is a pretty long list, but if you search through the list, you can find, all of the various mirrored stocks like Amazon, Google, US oil even, as well as other synthetic assets that are similar that were also created. So you could find that yourself. I've included all the links and such in the description for you guys to look into this. And if you actually go on Uniswap, you can still see all of these stocks. And also, interestingly enough, I recently did a video talking about frozen drops. And it's interesting that these scam coins are freely listed and there's no issues with these. But coins that are revolutionary and provide you new, interesting opportunities are definitely under fire from the SEC. And it does make sense because they probably didn't view crypto as heavily competing with the stock market. But once crypto is able to tokenize the stock market and provide people the ability to trade 24/7 and all these extra opportunities, people are naturally going to start doing that a lot more. And thus, we would be full on competing with the stock market. And that would cause problems for the SEC because they have the control there. And it's much harder for them to regulate and control cryptocurrency. So if we can do it in a decentralized way, we can get around a lot of this stuff. But so far, they've been smacking down anything that has been popping up and even getting decentralized exchanges to capitulate. So I would love to hear from you guys. Is there any places that that do offer the ability to trade these or specific decentralized exchanges that you prefer or you use to do this? As far as I've found, it's very challenging to be able to trade synthetic assets around stocks, mirrored stocks, whatever, tokenized stocks in any form. It's very challenging to find them, let alone trade them. And any information that you have, or if you've done anything like that, I would love to hear from you guys because the more I know, the more I can share with you guys, and we can all do better and take advantage of these things. But yes, going back to this real quick, if I search M, I can get the mirrored version of Amazon here. They've got Google and everything else. But yeah, if you click on it, you'll find that it's actually unsupported. And again, this is the unsupported list. So it's not like you just can't use it, because this essentially takes every single Ethereum token and allows you to enter it in. The unsupported list is like a blacklist, which everything else is allowed except these specific things. And again, this is just done because they've capitulated to what the SEC wanted, which makes sense, but exposes that this site is not nearly as decentralized as you'd be led to believe. While people can add liquidity and do all their trading and everything in a pretty decentralized way, they're still able to control to some degree what we can and cannot trade, meaning it's not as decentralized as you would be led to believe. And Uniswap has been one of the most popular decentralized, quote unquote, Ethereum-based swap exchanges. So it's very unfortunate to see that this is the case, but it's important that people are aware of this, they understand this, and just generally being aware of tokenized stocks and the sentiment towards them from authorities like the SEC. So again, my thoughts on tokenized stocks are they're fantastic as long as they're done right. And I think what we had before was pretty well done. I mean, the only issue you start to get into, same as stablecoins, is are they really backed one-to-one? And how can we ensure these kinds of things? Yeah, that's the same problem we're getting into with a lot of different things. I'm going to be diving into that for stablecoins and for gold as well in future episodes. But if you're really interested in an asset, try to get as close to the asset as you can and not do all these different synthetics and derivatives. I do like the idea of having this for crypto because of the benefits and different things that it offers that we couldn't have otherwise. So I still think that's very valuable, but clearly we're going to be under fire for some time. So I would like to see some more decentralized solutions and to hear from you guys for what you've been using or looking into, or whatever you know about. I would love to hear and be able to test it out myself and share it with you guys in a video. So again, tokenized stocks are great, but they're really under fire right now. So I don't think we'll see a very obvious mainstream solution for quite some time. But I've got my fingers crossed, and I think this is really, really great, in at least conceptually and practically. It's just being fought very hard against right now. Let me know, though, what do you guys think about all this? What are your thoughts on tokenized stocks? Do you like them? What are your thoughts on the SEC being very against them and all these exchanges capitulating? What are your thoughts on Uniswap not really being as decentralized as you might have believed? Let me know all that good stuff in the comments below. And don't forget to comment #1ham if you did watch to the very end of this video. And that way I know that you watched to the very end of this video. And I always do very much appreciate it when you do. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. I'm Scott Cunningham, aka Scottsy Business, signing off. Cheers.